Go for audio. Mic check. 1. Check. Check. Broadcast. Go. We're secure.
Here we go.
Why the mic starting?
We are rolling.
I need a starting chip count. $3 million on the table.
Okay, people, we're going live in 3, 2, 1.
And now, from the Bally's Big Bet Poker Studios, your hosts, Houston Curtis and Rick Marr.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Bally's Big Bet Poker, the fastest growing poker show on television. Brought to you from the beautiful Park West Bicycle Casino, home to Live at the Bike, the longest running live stream high stakes poker show on the planet. Hello there, I am Houston Curtis.
And I'm Rick Marr.
If you're a fan of Big Bet Poker, you are in for a treat. Tonight's show features a super high stakes game with a $100,000 minimum buy.
Yeah, that is some real money. At the table tonight, we have Garrett Adelstein, considered by many to be the best live poker cash game player in the world. But don't expect him to get run over at this table. Sitting next to him is a formidable opponent, Mr. $1 Million Macau Jacky, perhaps one of the only players Garrett truly fears. Jacky is an expert high-stakes deep stack specialist who holds the high-rolling honor of winning the largest pot in Live at the Bike history.
Also at the table, we have Eric, the Mad Genius Hicks, a former chess coach who is known for his big brain and creative plays. Matt, Big Bet Berkey, a Vegas poker pro who is never afraid to fire off a bluff or make an impossible hero call. And Seat 8 James, a former hedge fund manager who earned his name after once turning $20,000 into $200,000 in a 10-20 game while sitting in Seat 8.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good 10X? For all you Adam Sandler fans, Google Table 8.
Let's go down to the table for another hour of high stakes, trash talking, big betting fun right here on Bally's Big Bet Poker.
It's comforting to me.
Why not? It's Wednesday. I'd love to know.
I think Matt, I guess you need a stack. Just for blind.
No.
Okay, set.
I hate black chips.
Oh, okay.
Get them off the fucking
Yeah,
table.
too slippery.
3 fire.
Eric gonna bump this one up.
Call.
Call.
And Eric sending the message, Matt, that he's gonna be playing very liberally on the button. Money card for Eric, who turns a flush draw to go along with this 2-pair. Sometimes it's genius, sometimes it's borderline crazy. And you can decide what route he's taking this hand.
Let's see the river here. Heart would be devastating for C.J. James. It's a 5 of clubs.
Eric, by raising that turn, has put himself in a spot here, Matt.
He's going to let it go. I think this comes down to player tendency again.
That was small pot early.
These gentlemen have played many a high-stakes hand together.
And Matt Berkey with
That only applies to
2
online?
Cowboys.
Happening?
Yeah, and I mean, it's still not even happening at scale. It's just happening at like nosebleeds.
3 fire.
Cowboys, 4-way. Make that 3 ways. I believe someone folded a hand. 8, 3 deuce.
800.
And Garrett's going to bet 800. Matt Berkey goes in a check mode. And he's setting the trap for Garrett Adelstein. And look at Garrett drawing to less than 1% equity. This probably means a chop equity somehow.
I was going to say I can't even figure out how he can win this hand.
And look at Matt Berkey, knows his opponent well, and I think that's what you learn at the Solve for Why Academy, some exploits. These players are playing with an action clock today, and Garrett betting 1.5 times a pot. I believe that was 3 chocolates. $15,000 $100,000. Matt Berkey with an overpair.
Berkey looks confused. He looks hesitant to put this money in.
He has that king of spades in his hand. I don't think he's ever folding yet. Once he goes into check call mode. Well done by Matt Berkey.
Okay, well.
10 seconds.
Up your alley.
Which, of course, is my smiling face.
Can I read them the quick questions if they want to jump in, if they want to check out Bally?
We'll read a few, but leave a little mystery, because I think it's fun to go on there and check it out. You
Okay,
know?
I'm just going to read the first two, and you guys can see how simple. There are only 5 questions. Like Matt said, you have 15 minutes to join in this predictor game. I really hope you do. It says, will 7 deuce win a pot? So that's one of the questions. I'm going to vote no. And second question, will pocket kings get cracked? And Matt's right. We'll leave some mystery. Check out that link.
Someone flopped it straight here.
And that someone is the mad genius Eric Hicks. And an 8
my
on the
goodness.
turn? That is an 8 of clubs. So Garrett is not going to lose a huge clip, I believe, since it's possible that Eric does have a flush. And not only does Eric flop the straight, Matt, Eric has a straight flush.
Oh, you don't see this every day. Especially in a game this big.
Hand number 28. Eric Hicks with the nuts. Even if the river is a queen or a jack, Garrett is not going to ever put Eric Hicks on raising a queen or a jack. So not only will a 9 put more money in the pot, but that paired board.
All right, here we go. And it's a 4 of hearts.
40.
$40,000.
Frustrating.
Bad decision.
Garrett with removal to a straight. Put your vote in the poll if Garrett will call or fold. What do you think Garrett's going to do?
I fold.
And he folds. He puts it together there. Eric just, I mean, on this board, what's Eric bluffing now? Of course, I don't think he thinks he has a straight flush by any means.
You know, Rick, being a great poker player isn't just about the hands you win. It's also the hands you fold correctly. We just saw what makes the G-Man, Garrett Adelstein, a cut above the rest.
We're getting started, so stick around when we return with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
We'll be back with more red hot action. Please don't leave us here alone.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. If you're just joining us, tonight's show features a super high-stakes cash game with a $100,000 minimum buy-in.
100K, yeah, we're yet to see a 6-figure pot, but with these deep stacks, it's just a matter of time. Let's go down to the table.
Garrett's trolling, Jacky's trolling, and they're having a good time, and that's what high stakes poker is all about.
It's all fun and games until someone gets stacked. We haven't seen complete blood yet, but we might now.
And just like that, we have Ace King from Garrett and Macau Jacky with 2 cowboys.
And Jacky asking Garrett how much he's playing pre-flop.
Fun fact, real quickly, Macau Jacky has won the biggest pot in Live at the Bike history. And here he goes to attempt it again. Garrett has 2 options. Put in the 5-bet or call. And if you're here for a heavyweight matchup, this is what it looks like, sitting toe-to-toe.
Garrett elects just to call. And there it is. Ace on the flop.
Wow. That is a deuce no one has.
Let's see what bet sizing he goes with.
20,000.
20,000, 2/3 pot. Jacky hydrates.
Jacky in a spot here because he knows that a lot of Garrett's 4-bet defense have an ace in it. Ace king, ace jack, ace queen. But Garrett could also have some sort of heart draw. Perhaps 8-7 of hearts, 8-9 of hearts. So how does Jacky play this turn? Macau Jacky plays the biggest games in Macau. That's how he got his name. Pin drop silence. Wow. Jacky folds kings to 1 bet, Matt.
Wow.
Lost 140. Get on a plane to play, like, I don't know. How long are we going to play? Like a half hour?
Yeah.
1, 2, like whatever. I mean,
Trust me, the thought crossed my mind.
there's no fucking way I would show up even being a 20-minute drive away. I raised to 6.
I just have like such
You
availability these days.
Yeah, but you also, well, you tell me. My instinct on this is you really don't like being bored, like a day of like.
Oh yeah, I can't sit still.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
I've grown to love that. I've grown to just like, oh, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Sick, sign me up.
I just miss playing, to be honest.
Yeah, I get it.
5.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason to play, you know.
I think last year I had
3,000.
Massive raise from Eric, and we're going to have liftoff. Garrett with the flush draw.
That is quite the turn card.
And just like that, right under 30,000 in this pot.
Oh my goodness. Eric loading the clip. And he's going chunky.
40,000.
$40,000 bet. Another overbet.
I'm not sure.
$40,000.
To make sure, you just the chip here, like counting chip, yeah. You should make sure first. Yeah.
And how long does Garrett take to say those 2 magical words?
10 seconds.
Oh, and Garrett just applies the call, worried that perhaps Eric backdoored a flush.
wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Oh, nice one.
You just went for the thinnest value of all time.
Eric said he thought he had 2 pair.
Yeah, it did not matter though.
Yeah, I believe him.
River not bad, huh?
Huh?
River not bad, huh? River.
There it is, folks, our first 6-figure pot of the night.
What an absolutely filthy run out.
Ooh, yeah, cold shower time. You think the G-Man feels bad?
Hell no, just lucky. The odds of hitting a runner straight on the flop are under 1%.
Garrett will be paying tribute to the poker gods while we pay to keep the lights on. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Bally's Big Bet Poker right after this short commercial break.
Don't go anywhere. The action's about to get even hotter.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. If you're just joining us, before the break, Garrett Adelstein scooped up a $110,000 pot in this high-stakes deep stack cash game, sporting a $100,000 minimum buy.
The wins and the losses are getting real. Let's get back down to the table for more high-stakes poker action.
You ever have that feeling where you're kind of trying to make a decision and then you've realized that you've waited too long to make a decision, and now you don't know what your decision, whatever action you make is what it's going to look like because you've just waited so long.
Yeah, it's usually in a spot where I'm in between like raising as a bluff or value, and then I'm like, oh, they're going to know. Now it's a bluff. Or in reality, the only one that knows is yourself. I think you should still go with the plan. A7-4. Straight draw with that 7-6 to go along with the best hand for Eric Hicks. Matt Berkey doing a little speeding with his deuces. Wow, and Eric's gonna make the correct call. He does have that 7 of diamonds to make a flush and that pair. River is the ace.
I stay out. I stay out of it in both directions. Yeah.
He does have a deuce of diamonds. I don't know how good that is for removal, but it does block some flushes. 7,500.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
I mean, impressive. Eric just threw in a time chip. Eric is thinking about calling this hand.
Got it.
And Eric makes the call for a $22,900 pot. That is one of the spicier calls I've seen. And let's do a quick shout out to habosauce.com, the proud sponsor of Live at the Bike.
Yep. 12.
12.
What does training look like for you?
I just finished a bulk like a month ago or so. I've started to incorporate maybe like 15-20 minutes of high intensity stuff at the end.
Yeah. Man, that shit's so important for me mentally. I could never.
Yeah.
With this Queen 9.
I wish I had that gear. That's how I feel about like lifting weights, but
yeah. I feel that about both things, actually.
Yeah.
Equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I was like only running and not lifting, no. Like even when I was training my hardest and most, I don't know, efficiently, ideally, however you want to say it, for 5Ks, I was still lifting like 3 days a week. But
Eric with the brick out.
Yeah, I've even like stopped training.
How often does he go for it here versus Jacky?
I've stopped like powerlifting legs
Yeah.
as much as an adult, and I miss it so much.
Yeah.
That was such a big part of college.
Yeah.
15,000.
And Eric is going to bet $15,000, repping
Getting old's a bit.
9-10 with that 9 in his hand.
Without, like, hurting my
Jacky now in the
I have all
blender
sorts
on
of
hand
things,
number
like, getting
88.
old too, in training and just not being able to train as long as I used to.
Yeah.
Everything. Like at 35, like even compared to 32, it's like a big difference.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense when you think about like people who are actual athletes.
Sure.
And how they,
I'm not gonna throw 400 pounds around.
When Eric bets the size of the pot, he's polarizing his hand to a missed straight or a nutted hand like the straight or a full house. And here we see these two players toe-to-toe. And a call by Jacky. And let's see what Jacky has.
That's it.
Thank you.
No, tilt alert! That genius Hicks may have just lost the genius banner. You know, that moniker is pretty hard earned, but he just may be mad now. After losing that massive pot to Garrett Adelstein, it looks like he's really steaming.
That's right, Rick. Running a zero equity bluff against Macau Jacky, the $1 million man, isn't the smartest thing to do. Let's see if Eric Hicks can cool off and get back to his A game when we return with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Please watch the commercials or we'll get fired.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker, filmed on location at Live at the Bike from the beautiful Park West Bicycle Hotel and Casino. I am Houston Curtis, sitting next to the always dapper, suited up Mr. Rick Marr.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say that every show.
Well, all right, let's head back down to the table for more high-stakes poker action. I told you not to mention
it's cost me so much money.
And those of you that have been living under a rock for the last 3 hours, we are playing 100-200 with the $200 Big Blind Ante. You are watching the new Bally's Presents Live at the Bike, which is the world's longest running high-stakes poker series, brought to you live from the beautiful Park West Bicycle Hotel and Casino.
I can see some people in the chat have been a little confused about that. I get it. They're like, well, how is this the new show if it's been the world's longest running high-stakes series? But the truth is, Live at the Bike has been around since, what, 2005, I want to say?
Sounds about right, yes.
And this is the newest era of Live at the Bike. I promise you this show isn't going anywhere.
And I have a feeling we're going to see another big pot. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
And Eric just made it 18,000, and what he's doing, Matt, he wants to put a lot of pressure on C.J. James because C.J. James has no more time chips.
Exactly. C.J. James put that money in pretty quick. Maybe a bit of a live tell. Eric definitely going to pick up on that strength.
Wow, and a turn 9.
Relative hand strength has definitely shriveled up here. Now he's just got to hold on. And Eric.
How many one chips is that?
3 big chip.
Eric is the type of player to know that he can exploit C.J. James here. This is a very dangerous board. I like the bet sizing. This is the exact type of bet you would make if you had a straight. Trying to keep your opponent in. River is a 6 of clubs. He's going to use a time chip. And I think this is a real, there's no Hollywood here. Eric doesn't know what to do right now.
People in the chat have said time chip is always the nuts.
But I think what Eric's thinking here is that James, giving his play style, if he had a straight, he would have bet it with the flush draw out there. So he's wondering, does
$61,000 pot to C.J. James, and Eric Hicks has got to be kicking himself, Matt. Jacky with 2 jacks.
C.J. James with a playable hand here. 7-6 suited of hearts. And look at this flop. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I open raise. Yeah, yes, sorry. I checked.
C.J. James been waiting to pick his spots like a python in the jungle, but he's going up against the jungle cat and Jacky right now.
So, Matt, Jacky asked me about this hand.
Oh.
Because he was wondering what happened.
And then just calling though.
So, C.J. James just bet out of turn.
No man, I will show you what I have. So I just
6,000.
So Jacky was reaching for chips to bet. C.J. James just bet. Jacky doesn't know, obviously, how strong C.J. James is and puts in a raise to $6,000. He's going to make the call.
turn is an absolute blank. 2 of hearts.
16.
But a big bet, over pot size bet by Jacky. He is trying to confuse James, confuse him into perhaps making a call.
Yeah, once the flop got out of line and CD James bet out a turn, Jacky's going back to the first rule in poker. Big hand, big pot. Let's put some money in.
CD James makes the call. Here we are to a river. 4 of diamonds.
Overbet on the turn. Does Jacky go for another overbet for the jugular?
45.
Pot size bet, just about $45,000.
It's pretty incredible when a pot size bet is actually a down bet.
And if you're CD James, you have to risk 1 unit to win 2 units. Therefore, you have to be good here 33% of the time.
10 seconds.
I used up 2.
You've used that.
And we have seen that CD James does struggle in this game when he loses his time chips.
Down to his last time chip, probably 15 seconds left to act.
He's lining up the call.
10 seconds.
Very frustrated.
Top set.
Oh, and CD James makes the call.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, now, that was a fairly bizarre hand. Seat 8 James bet out of turn, and then when Jacky checked to him, he continued his bet only to have Jacky check raise him. After the check raise, Jacky told James he would show him his hand after, indicating a very strong hold.
Yeah, but C8 James had a good hand himself after flopping 2 pair. It was almost as if Jacky was trying to let him off the hook.
We'll see how losing all his time chips affects Seed 8 James when we return with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Don't go away, because we'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. Before we head down to the table, let's take a look at our leaderboard.
Really mixing it up here.
Jacky up $123,000. Garrett up $15,000. Eric Hicks, small winner. C.D. James down $64,000. And Matt, big bet Berkey.
Up to you.
Wayne sent me a screenshot of. Oh, all right. He's down to 13.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne is 13 tabling on global right now. If you want to go take on Wayne in real life, you can go play him on Global Poker.
Yeah, before bet, I 5-bet.
Yeah.
How do we not have Global Poker as a sponsor, considering that Wayne, our producer, is one of the biggest crushers on their site?
I would believe it's a loophole with the physical casino, I would think, right? Top pair for Jacky plus a diamond draw with that queen of diamonds.
Right.
Garrett's going to be the one doing the betting with the bottom pair with no diamond. Small bet, though, of 1,000. Gets Jacky and James to come along. Jacky has played this hand very passively and has got Garrett to put in a bet with a very bad hand. And let's see if Garrett steps in it once again. And now Garrett bets 5,000 into 6,200, and that's going to look pretty strong to Jacky, since Garrett is barreling flop 4-way and now turn 3-way. But Jacky with the second enough flush draw and top pair is absolutely going nowhere. 13,200 in the pot.
15,000.
And Garrett bets $15,000. And he says fold. He thinks Garrett's under bluffing, and Garrett got that one through. Very impressive. Garrett with napkins.
But if you're just like complaining and whining, watching a free stream of some incredible high stakes poker, and you know, I think in our defense should be.
It's very insanely hard to balance out the table talk, and I honestly think we did an amazing job. Like a lot of times, you guys don't understand. Me and Matt, we have our mute buttons. We're muted almost the whole time until we want to chime in. If you guys have enjoyed the commentary today, make sure you guys smash that like button. We are 9 likes away from 2,200 likes, which is pretty incredible. You guys have been awesome. We can't thank you enough for helping our channel grow. Although I am not one of the owners anymore. We'll get to that after this hand, because it looks like these players are just putting in massive amounts of chips in the pot unless our graphics are off.
10K.
Wow, and Garrett's just coming for CD James because he's out of time chips, Matt. That's exactly what it is.
He's putting the pressure on.
Garrett went for a check raise to 5,000, now betting 10,000. Wow!
Yep.
CD James made the call.
Yep.
He is good.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's going to have to unload.
Let's do 50,000.
30,000 in a pot. How much is he going to go with?
It is 25K.
Almost a pot-sized bet from Garrett. I don't know if this is enough to get it done.
CD James with 2 pair, loses to a king, loses to an 8 for the straights, loses to the flushes. And gives it up.
Wow.
Garrett was definitely sweating that one. I could feel him sweating.
Straight, battle flush.
Yeah, how do
You have everything.
I have all of it.
Just not stop.
I don't believe you. Set straight
I mean,
flush.
Garrett knows that Eric is very unpredictable and could have something like a king with the king of spades for a flush as well. So, I mean, I don't blame him for just making the call. I mean, 40,000 is a big bet.
Yeah, you've gotten paid to some extent, so why push it?
Now, if Garrett, we'll get to that after. Matt Berkey with 2 kings. Up against 2 of the luminaries from Live at the Bike.
15.
Hashtag pray for Barkley.
Man. After all the trolling.
5,000.
And Eric's gonna fast play this to 5,000. Brick. We've seen Eric with a lot of overbetting today. Does he overbet once again? And
he just knows that Eric just, you know, lost a big hand. Can spew here. And his hand's very strong.
Eric with his 3rd overbet for the day. And River is a brick. And an all-in from the Mad Genius and a snap call from Matt. And the Mad Genius, who did have that tough hand versus Garrett, bought in for 100,000 today. After doubling up here, is now up $7,800. What a roller coaster for Eric Hicks.
The Mad Genius is back. After going on tilt and making a questionable bluff, Eric Hicks used his table image perfectly. It sure looked like he was spewing more chips away when he went for his 3rd overbet of the night.
A world-class clever play. Big Bet Berkey had no choice but to pay off the Mad Genius, who raked in a $108,000 pot with his flop straight.
All right, up next, we'll go into the Live at the Bike vaults to watch a legendary hand Legendary Poker.
When we return, a heart gets broken. Aww.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. Before we go down to the table, we're going to speak with Live at the Bike's producer, Wayne Chong, about a legendary hand of poker from Live at the Bike Vault.
Thanks, Houston. Is poker dying? Chess.com co-founder Jay Severson and I contend that classic games like chess and poker will never die. As StarCraft world champions, we knew we would age out of esports when our actions per minute would go down. Just when people thought chess would get stale, Queen's Gambit helped invigorate it. In poker's case, it was the J4 incident. Would this hand have gone down between poker YouTube celebrities Doug Polk, Matt Berkey, and recreational player named L, named after the Death Note character?
And now, let's set the proper coordinates with our fully charged Big Bet Flux capacitor at 1.21 gigawatts as we travel with you back in time to reveal tonight's special video featuring the most iconic and historic legends of poker, greatest OMG moments.
He was definitely qualified to speak on the aspects that he was bringing up.
I would assume he's at least 20 hours.
Something about trailer, something about chrome hitches, and I don't know. And
Chrome you just wiped the smirk off your face, just like that. You're smiling, and when that came out, you're just like, I just wasn't what I was expecting. It's like surprise.
Ella's had enough.
Everyone exercising their right
So
and
in poker,
displaying their expertise
in order to
and
raise,
playing
it has to be-
J4.
okay.
Jack for him, man.
Wonder if in League of Legends, Jarvan 4 is
What website can you go to learn more about that?
Understandingmath.com.
It's good. It's good.
How do you spell math?
I'm surprised.
METH.
You should wear a patch for your other business. What's that? Yeah. Good.
What's the other business?
Boy,
who's
Berkey's not going to be happy with where this is going.
It's funny because the cheating allegations probably makes people increase their security, but also makes it more popular for people who want to cheat because they realize that there's people cheating. So people start investigating cheating.
They're not
Yeah, but
alone.
you have to realize that any place there's money, there's people trying to steal it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any place there's money and there's like an open market, like this is a wide open market. It's capped, but a wide open.
You have
to be very
and the players aren't super protected
involved.
either. Like if someone just runs up, grabs your chips, and then runs away, like Bellagio and all the
That's
casinos
happened
aren't
to me.
liable.
No, they are. They're liable for. So this happened to me at the
They are,
Bellagio.
but they told me the opposite.
No. So I had $40K and $100 and $40K in straps, and I had chips. Somebody, the game, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
Fuck, man, I was trying to 4-bet.
I didn't think he was going to get him off that.
On the turn, too. As long as crazy incidents happen, like the infamous Jack 4, Off, and Robbie, poker will always have interest.
Thank you, Wayne. Let's see if we'll witness another legendary moment when we return with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
That guy definitely has a massive brain.
A big brain.
We'll be right back with more from Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker, and we have a few more hands on tonight's super high-stakes show.
Yeah, let's get back to the table and join the action in progress.
Some big chips. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Yes.
fold.
How long the game's going? The re-raise, 63.
Don't let me know.
6,300.
Airships.
Yeah, he re-raised to 6,300. You're welcome. Call. Okay, Mr. Bet. How long is the show going? Until 6? About 6?
Should be soon. They'll let you know.
Yeah, 6 now. Thank you. Call. Check. $13.50. 13,500. Yes, sir.
Few chips, please, man. Thank you.
One second.
Eights.
Wow. I f***ed that hand up.
Good hand.
Nice hand.
Oh, it's so tough.
How about the river? Boom.
The big winners for this night, no surprise here, Garrett Adelstein is up $93,000, and Macau Jacky, the $1 Million Man, is up $120,000.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to start calling him the $1.1 million man now. I mean, to be accurate.
Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure to scan the code on your screen to sign up to our YouTube channel, and be sure to visit us online at Bally's Big Bet Poker for all the big announcements coming your way.
And if you enjoy learning insider tips, tricks, and secrets related to the world of high-stakes poker, or if you just want to know what shade of black Houston will be wearing on next week's episode, follow us on Twitter.
That's my line. All right, I'm Houston Curtis. And on behalf of myself and the outlaw to my left, Mr. Rick Marr, we'll see you next week. He'll have another suit for another episode of Bally's Big Bet Poker.
And remember, whether you're making a big bluff or scoring a big win,
it always starts with
a big bet.
Good night, everybody.